Okay, so the left-hand one was kind of your before. Now, again, I'll send a video or picture through of these setups. You can change that. Because of your old setup, the grip being weak when it was, your ball's always going to do that. So you had to start the golf ball left to target. Yeah. It's almost like every shot you have was a left to right putt. You have to just start it left to target to allow for the curvature of the golf ball, okay? Now we've changed your setup. Your face control, as we call it, is a lot better. The club's coming back a lot stronger. And when you hit the golf ball now, if you're over the top, the ball won't go 60 yards right, it's going to go straight left to target, yeah? And this is where over time we're going to fit. So this is your old swing here now. Again, you can sort of see the club there now, not really much sort of hip turn, just lifting your arms. And as you start getting to about here, almost like you're kind of going forwards and up, and then as you come back, before that club's going back to your right hip now, yeah? It's already starting to spin before the club starts coming down. You look at that right hip there, yeah? Mm-hmm. As you're going up. He's already going, and then the club starts. So now your hips are square. That probably there your hips are square, and the club's up here, yeah? So your hips have already squared off. The club now is way through your neck area, and we'll show you a position we want to try and achieve on the way down. There's your club from outside the line, just coming across the golf ball, trying to start the ball left as best you can. Ball starts on the white line there, and then it's going to sort of curve off to the right, as we saw with a lot of your shots to start with, okay? So this drill now felt as though, and you can see when you come back down, how much further your backswing is. Yeah, I've not said swing further, but you're turning 10 times better. And the position we want to try and see now is your right arm and the club matched up. So when you do no hip turn at all and your arms fall down, and we call on plane, you're up here. This then gets the club in that kind of good slot that you've seen if you've watched enough videos. Get the club in the slot. The club now can start working into the golf ball from this direction, thus sending the golf ball like that. With the better club face control, we get a nice little draw, yeah? Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, instinct is still going to kick in for you. It's almost inevitable that when you come to the golf ball, you're going to be over the top. But if you can just rehearse that kind of feel up the top, so you turn that right hip as much as you can away, keep him back there, yeah? Straight through your right thumb, it's perfect, yeah? That is literally spot on, yeah? Now, that's you training and going at the other end of the spectrum as much as you possibly can, and you're literally in the middle of where you want to be. So it just shows with a bit of practice, you can keep moving it over time, because in reality, when you come back, you were kind of here with the club, there's your practice. We want to see it, I suppose, eventually at the moment, about there somewhere. And it'll just keep tipping and tipping over through time. Again, I think once you see a golf ball doing what your last 10, 15, 20 shots have done and just gone left and stayed left, it's going to make sense for you now to sort of start the ball in that direction. Yeah? The only reason you want to start it left because the ball was curving in the air left to right, which by evidence on the screen now, all the dots now are all left to target because the ball isn't curving. Yeah, so we can practice this sort of pumping sensation. And like I said, when you're down the range, start off at a real short yardage, yeah? Pick a target out there. Okay, right, I'm going to just start the ball right of that target. It could be a pitching wedge going 30 yards, but you'll just start learning how to connect with a golf ball, chipping it from here. So you go back here now, again, much, but you see that first move, now the hips want to go, yeah? Yeah? But you watch that hand now and that right hip are kind of, they're linked together, yeah? So if your hips do that, your hands do the same thing, yeah? That's why you always come back over the top because your hips are just doing the same move. So even there, your hips now are sort of squared off, and that was you thinking hips weren't moving at all, yeah? They're still going to unwind and twist through, therefore across the line and coming through. But now the club face is square, the ball now starts left of target and just stays there. So once you see a ball going that way, it's going to make sense for you to want to get back here and just stay back this way, yeah? Because you'll see a golf ball just keep going left. And the same way your over-the-top path evolved because the golf ball curved into the right, the same way now your path will eventually start evolving to target because, hey, the ball's going straight now, yeah? But it's going to take a bit of practice, like I say, building into that kind of movement with the swing. So from there, top of the backswing, as we get to the top there.
Can I borrow a ball for just 5 shots?
Yeah. As we swing the top of the backswing, as we swing the top of the backswing here now, you're going to come over the top here because that's just instinctive to you, yeah, okay? If we can get that club working back down the right arm, yeah. Then the ball's going to start more online for you, okay? Does that make sense, yeah? So we changed the club face with setup, and that was instantaneous. Well, okay, first 3 swings, you miss it, then you, oh my God, then that felt quite good. And then there's some good shots in there, okay? So the first 3 or 4 swings there, once you got used to that setup, and I'll send that picture, like I said, the face on, so you can see what you're looking for. You've got a long mirror there, you can at least then sort of over and over that, get that reminder, so at least then you can think, okay, I stand to golf now in a good position. Your swing thought now when you're playing or practicing is that right hip out of the way. Get that right going out the way as much as you can there. And it can even go a bit more, you see. It's only going back a little bit there, which you think it feels it's going a long way. And you're still feeling it in that right cheek now because you're using it more, but it's muscles you haven't used in such a way that's going to feel a bit different. So, and hopefully, like I say, take the strain out of your right arm and your shoulder there. Okay, mate?
like you say, over-exaggerating to
Oh,
start with
exactly,
is the
yeah.
best
I
way.
always accurate. It's like Play-Doh. You just basically want to change the shape of Play-Doh. Just sort of just move, you just stretch it, and then then stretch it again, and that's kind of how the body's going to work. You look at a lot of tour players; they'll do such dramatic drills on the radio. What the hell's he doing? Yeah, but they're trying to do the complete opposite to their bad shot. Yeah, so if they're too far underneath here, they'll practice way over the top, and vice versa. If they come far to the top, they'll practice too far behind. If they get too far ahead of it, they'll start swinging. It's just rehearsing the opposite to what you do badly. Yeah. Okay, mate.
Brilliant.
Good stuff. Very good.